right, let's continue our discussion. We're joined again by legal analyst, advocate Romeo Ntambaleni, and associate professor in public law at the University of Cape Town, Professor Kathleen Powell. All right, we need to pick them up again, I believe, and this, of course, is about predictions ahead of the Constitutional Court argument tomorrow around former President Jacob Zuma's application to rescind. We're talking about equality before the law. Both guests saying that, in fact, there's not a conspiracy against the former president. He has been given preferential treatment in some senses by being allowed to even bring this application before the Constitutional Court. Perhaps that is justified given the nature of the case, the very public claims he's made against the judiciary, and it creates an argument. However, what about others who can't apply to the court in this way? All right, let's quickly update you on something else. Jadely Paulser has been following the protest action for us. I believe we have her on the line. Jadely, can you tell us where you are and what has been happening?
A very good evening to you, Francis, and to the viewers back at home. We are currently coming to you from Shallcross, where there has been some protest action whilst the SABC was trying to move out of that particular protest that was currently taking place. We were being thrown stones at. They were trying to stone our vehicle. We are told that there are people with guns. We are currently just being told to move down the road. There are police here, Francis, and security also on site. However, the situation is getting very volatile as we try to make our way away from this particular protest. It's about a protest, about 50 people or so, children as well included. It's quite shocking to see some of the children were holding rocks in their hands. As we drove past, I was trying to talk to some of the kids, just wave and just try and get a sense of what exactly were they doing here with rocks in their hands. And they were very, very volatile, not friendly at all. So I assume that they have also now taken, or rather heeded the call by their parents or guardians that are stationed here, and also trying to cause mayhem on these streets. Several trees have also been placed on the roads. Cars are to be diverted from Shallcross, from this particular area in Shallcross as well, around Pinetown. It is very, very volatile. They're also burning rubble. I can see here now, I'm just looking at the screen. I am reporting live from a hybrid van as I can't get out of the vehicle. It's extremely dangerous to do so. Police, I see, are moving away from the scene right now, Francis, but we'll keep you up to date with the latest on the grounds here in Shallcross in KwaZulu-Natal.
So Jadely, how organized does this seem? Because this started, it was linked to the imprisonment of the former president Jacob Zuma. It seemed there were instigators who wanted him released. Then police talk about criminal elements creeping in. Is there any sense that this is about the former president, or has it just become an amorphous protest?
That's true. I think in the beginning of these protests, we did not want to make the link to former President Jacob Zuma, and we only did that because we didn't want to make every single protest or link every single protest to the KZN shutdown. But subsequently, now we can confirm, we've been reporting over the couple of days and we've been punting that it is linked to the KZN shutdown. There's the Gauteng shutdown as well. And we're seeing very organized protests taking place across the country, from KZN to Gauteng, and these sporadic protests are popping up all over the show. Police do have their hands full, Francis. They simply cannot be everywhere, as can the media not be everywhere. We're trying our best as possible to bring you rolling coverage all over the parts of KwaZulu-Natal, from the northern KwaZulu-Natal into the Durban CBD. I've also just been told now that there is some action happening there, and we'll be bringing you that coverage as well as we traverse the lengths and breadths of KZN to bring you rolling coverage on this matter.
All right, so a very volatile situation tonight in Pinetown. I did think I just saw some of those very young people, Jadely Pulser, saying that kids are involved, throwing stones, rocks, and of course we reported earlier that an SABC news team was threatened, physically assaulted and robbed earlier today. All right, let's go to our reporter Ayanda, who's in Escort. Ayanda, are you close to the Correctional Services facility? We've heard some organisers, if you can call them that, saying that there will be protests outside that facility. What's happening where you are?
A very good evening to you, Francis, and good evening to our viewers. Yes, certainly, Francis. So we are outside the Escort Correctional Facility where former President Jacob Zuma is incarcerated. It is quiet here outside the facility, Francis. Aside from the security in and around the prison, there's actually really strong security, heavily armed members of the Correctional Services Department's emergency support team that are on guard 24 hours, ensuring that they closely monitor people who are coming into and out of the prison. But as you said, Francis, that yes, indeed, we are expecting the supporters of the former president to come to the prison later today. And this, of course, is ahead of tomorrow's sitting by the Constitutional Court. There are religious leaders that have said to us that they're going to be here for an overnight vigil and to pray for the former president, with the hopes that the Constitutional Court may find in his favor, which could then see possibly the former president being released from prison. But for now, Francis, quiet outside the prison. But I must say, in the small town of Escort, people are on edge. Businesses closed very early today. There were signs outside many of the businesses saying that due to security concerns, they're going to be shutting their doors closed earlier than normal. People around the town very anxious and uncertain, particularly with nightfall. You know what happened in the last couple of days here in the town of Escort when protests brought the small town to a shutdown. And so there are very much concerns from the community here, and they're on edge, not knowing what is going to happen tonight. Francis?
Yeah, of course, there have been social media posts threatening anybody who plans to go to work tomorrow as well. So people obviously are on edge. Thank you for that update, Ayanda, and they'll keep monitoring the situation for us in KwaZulu-Natal.